Hello, Robert Heffernan. Whoa, we got a little disjointedness coming in here. This is EndoTech Market Vitals. It's our show talking asset valuations, things in the matrix, which everything tradable just about now is, including crypto kitties. I bet you Beanie Babies are traded electronically now. Anyway, my chance to talk about tradable assets, both fiat and crypto, as we delve into all assets now, pretty much. Let's do the rounds. Doing the rounds, my chance to talk about a tweet, a headline, a tweet that leads to a headline that leads to a tweet, and vice versa. And this news coming out several days ago now about, and it's been, the rumor mill has been churning. And Facebook coming out with its own cryptocurrency, and this an article out of Forbes and a good one. But for me, the takeaway here is actually she pointed out on her sixth takeaway here, and that is Facebook and 2.38 billion active monthly users. Let me say that again. 2.38 billion active monthly users. And for me, and she points out in point 6 that even if Facebook gets their crypto all wrong, even if it's a complete failure, the fact is that they're going to educate 2.38 billion people about blockchain, about cryptography, about cryptocurrency assets, about the Internet of Things. All these things will be accomplished for blockchain technology because of the incredible scope that Facebook has. So this cannot be anything other than incredibly important for cryptocurrency development, adoption. And, Facebook, say what you want about them, and believe me, I myself and plenty of people have plenty of negative things to say sometimes about Facebook, but the fact that their reach is so far and wide, and they have the capability with that reach to really change the course of history. I mean, how crazy is that? And we will see it unfold as their blockchain coin, I believe, called Libra. I'm a fellow librarian, so I appreciate the name. And Libra, is the scales, man. And if anything, this world is looking for right now is a fairer system for everyone, a fairer system for disbursement of wealth, a fairer system for security, for privacy. There's so many things that hopefully the blockchain can share and help solve. And, Facebook's going to be a huge part of that, I believe. All right, listen, we came here mostly to talk about price action. That's what the show is really about. All right, we can talk about the fundamentals all we want, but at the end of the day, it is my belief that all of the fundamentals are captured in that bid offer and the last price being traded. Therein lying the current value of any asset. So let's take the vitals. Taking the vitals, my chance to talk about actual price discovery. What are actually things trading at? And we're going to start out here today with S&Ps. And as I have said before, that the fundamentals, which seem to be weakening, softening, why would the Fed be talking about easing rates if everything was hunky-dory? So many other assets showing signs towards weakness. And right now the S&P is trading at 28.95. Now they did go attempt that 20 and were collared there at that up momentum collar on the daily, 29.06. And the weekly number that I talked about before, 29.09, is the weekly up momentum level. And so far, those areas have been rejected, and we will see if that continues. But a full almost 7% rally since early last week on negative news. And the only positive news has been that the Fed's going to be dovish. Let me tell you something. For the past decade, for sure, you cannot fight the Fed. And if they're going to be dovish, it's hard for me to see how asset values collapse. I will mind the Mo here, and I have sold them, and I'm short currently S&Ps. But believe me, if they spend any time above the 2909 level, I am out, and I will reevaluate and trade it another day. That's what I'm seeing in S&Ps. Daily, weekly, and now we're going to cover some crypto assets, and we need to do this because I did not do a weekly segment, and you need to know what those weekly levels are. So let's do that. Let's start with Bitcoin by itself here, and then I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd and cover the rest of the top 12 on the weeklies. You need to be an EndoTech subscriber to capture all of the actionable trading content available on the site, including the second or last half of this segment. Anyway, Bitcoin, right now, let's get an accurate price trading. 79.39 at Bitfinex. 79.39 at Bitfinex. So fully out of lower momentum at 7,800, which is positive. And currently back in upmo on the weekly, which is 78.87 is that level. So the 7,800 to 7,887 level becomes very important for me longer term. First of all, we spent a couple of days in lower momentum on the daily, and we really haven't spent that much time out of upmo on the weekly, but we certainly are flirting with the area. And 2 weeks ago's doji gives me pause. I really would like to see this thing recapture more strength than we're showing recently here. Capture that center line at 81.99, 8,200. And then for me, more strength is back into up momentum on the daily above 85.98. And then more expanding potential on the weekly. Room out to $11,031 this week to the up momentum collar in Bitcoin. And that's going to be right there at the monthly collar level also, which was 10,819. So it's going to get very physical on a moonshot rally here to that $11,000 level as we will run into a weekly and a monthly collar. But for me, I'm not sold on what we're going to do here yet. I'm for sure not sold. It's a little bit healthier looking that it's out of low momentum on the daily, and we have recaptured up momentum on the weekly, but there's just not a lot of, I need more time for this to develop. I need to see it conquer some other levels on the daily for sure, that $8,200 before I feel like getting my toes back in the water. That's the way I'm seeing it. All right, listen, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd, and we're going to cover Ether and Litecoin and XRP and EOS and BNB and XLM88, TRX, XMR, Dash, and IOTA. Anyway, for EndoTech